All right, so your appeal number is 311. The property you are appealing is located at 184 Bullard Street. And can you both state your name for the record?
Yes, my name is Petra Bender.
My name is Jörg Bender.
Jörg, thank you so much for pronouncing that. The town has your property appraised at $1,016,300, and you're requesting the town reduce your appraised value to $800,000. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Great, thanks. If you can both raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning your assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I hope you got.
Yes, that's
Yes,
correct.
that's right.
Great, thank you so much. If I can have you both sign. Petra, if you can sign the top line for me, right here.
Right beneath her?
Yeah.
Underneath her?
Please,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you. All right, great. So what do we have going on here?
So, couple of things. So,
Okay.
Two things we realized in the data sheet. So the data sheet talks about 7 rooms. The house only has 6. And the data sheet mentions a 2-story fireplace where it's a standard gas fireplace only on 1 floor.
Okay.
So
Hold
that's the first things that were obvious in the data sheet.
Yeah, I
And
know.
when I talked to the person from the company who did the assessment,
Yeah.
I explained that we don't have a chimney and that the data in the data sheet tells him it is a 2-story chimney, so there must be something wrong.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Hold on. So for here, I'm showing 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1 half bath.
Yes, correct.
Total rooms.
7.
6. Grade 7. Hold on. Wait a minute. 3 bedroom, 3 bath. Wait, how many half baths?
2 bathrooms, 1 half.
Oh yeah, I see. 2 bathrooms, 1 half bath. Okay. 3 bedrooms.
Correct.
Got it. And you're saying there's a fireplace.
Yes, there's a fireplace in the
fireplace.
downstairs living area.
Oh, I see. Gas fireplace 825 added? No? So is there a fireplace or no?
There
There
is
is a
a
gas
fireplace.
fireplace,
It's a gas fireplace.
Okay.
But on the sheet, it shows FPL3, which is a 2-story fireplace, and that's incorrect because it doesn't have a 2-story chimney. It's a standard gas.
Okay, so it's the 2-story. Okay. I see what you're saying now. So that's not in the yard somewhere. That's
No.
just not. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What did they say in the formal hearing?
They just noted that was incorrect information, and
They would check and
they would check
talk
and
to the town and
yeah.
then make a decision. And then we received the letter and there was no change. So
Okay. Yeah, because that's the appraised value of $7,400 on there.
yeah, and we double checked everybody else who has a standard fireplace. The value is $4,200. So
Yeah.
that already makes a difference. But that's just the errors we noted on the data sheet.
Yeah, I mean, not that it matters. I wonder if it's like the other unit. But
No,
it
the
doesn't-
other
they are
unit is exactly the
Oh,
same.
it is? Okay.
they-
All right. Not that it matters anyways, because I mean,
Okay.
they shouldn't be in yours anyways. Anyways,
So that's,
okay, what else?
that's the data. So
That's one first.
the second thing, I made a bit of an effort because obviously I'm not a builder.
No, you're fine.
So I pulled 3 comps of
Great.
similar properties,
Nice.
all residential condos, all only 2 condos in a row, so similar to ours.
Okay.
All have a garage and similar square feet.
Okay.
And then I did what I do best. I looked at the data,
Love it.
compared their replacement cost as it was in their data sheet, divided that up by the square foot of the property,
Okay.
and saw that the 2 comparators, replacement cost per square foot ranged between $306 and $343,
Okay.
whereas the replacement cost on our property is $455 per square foot.
Okay.
As the other properties are all younger,
Right.
I imagine replacement cost doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Replacement cost is what it costs you to rebuild a square foot.
Right.
So I was wondering what is wrong with my property that it costs $100 more to rebuild than the others.
Right. So when you're looking at the other properties, which one are you looking at right now? Just so I have, I'm on the same page as you. Is it 257 Bullard?
So I have 74 Sterling,
All right.
102 Old Stratfield, and 257 Bullard. These are the three comparators that are similar in size and build.
Now, are these actual sales or are these just?
No, these are
appraised?
actually the appraisal values that you have made.
Okay.
So I didn't look at the sales for this comparison.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest things we look at, but I mean, I could also obviously hear your case. So, which one do you want to start with first?
Let's look at comparator number 3. That is 257 Bullard.
Okay. Okay, brilliant. Okay. 257.
And it's 2,705 square foot. The appraisal is 828, 823. That gives me a replacement cost per square foot of $306.
Now,
which is
go ahead.
significantly below what you've appraised mine on.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're only looking at, because there's no land, the condo, right? So we're not looking at land appraisal.
Exactly. Unless I think we're looking at replacement cost.
Yeah.
That
Well,
also
it's
wouldn't
still, replacement cost is different than market value, right? So,
I
like,
understand. That's
yeah.
why we're looking at replacement cost first.
yeah. Because if we're, I mean, where are you seeing our replacement cost? Because we only really show market value.
No, the data sheet shows replacement cost very clearly.
I'm looking at your feet. Hold on. Where are you seeing that?
On the second page of the data sheet, it talks about the year
Yeah.
it was built, the living area, and the replacement cost.
Okay. So are you contesting the replacement cost or the appraised value?
Both, because they obviously play into each other. There must be a reason you put in the replacement cost for the building. And so if that is significantly off, then there is obviously something wrong with that data sheet. The second part is, what is the market value?
Mm-hmm.
And there I have similar questions. Why is the market value of my property that is significantly older than the others, has similar features and similar square foot, $200,000 above this one?
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
So, I mean, I don't care how you do it in the end.
Yeah.
I just want to understand what you've done or what the assessment
Yes.
company has done, because that makes zero sense in my head.
And so when you went to the informal hearing, what did they tell you specifically?
They just asked what we had questions about. They answered
Yeah.
our questions. They told us they would look at it. We mentioned the comparators. They said they would have a discussion with the town, and that's it. So we didn't get any answers about how this was done.
Okay, because we do have another company that does this, right? And they're only looking at market value when it comes to appraised value.
Oh, they didn't?
Yeah, so I mean, when it comes to replacement costs, yeah, it's nice to know, and we do have that, but it's all market value driven.
Okay.
Now, when I present to the board, what are some of the things you want me to present for your case?
Well, so then when we look at the comparators,
Yep.
the comparators are all built after our home was built.
Yep.
They have similar good ratings. So I
Mhm.
think the assessor has this rating in where it says what's the building percent good. So they are rated 99 or 98.
Yeah.
My assumption is that is what the building looks like, if it's
Yeah.
kind of like falling apart or not. And so when I looked at the sales, and I think we have 257 Bullard that was sold in 2005 for 800,000 something.
Okay, so
And
that's
then-
outside of our look.
So yeah, and then yeah, the other one. I couldn't find anything that was sold in the 2024 when I looked for condos. So I had no way of giving you anything that was in that area. So the only sales I saw were this one. So 257 Bullard Street was sold in 2022. Stratford was sold in 2025. And what's my third one? Sterling was sold also in 2025. So the only one that gets closed is 257 Bullard.
But that was 2022.
That was 2022, and the other ones were sold in 2025, and there was nothing in between.
Okay, so you're going to make the claim. Okay, so
So again, if the value of these three properties, which
Yep.
again, based on my research, it's the only ones that come close in size and style.
Yep.
If they all sold for less than $1 million and mine is significantly older, why would mine be appraised at $200,000 more
Well, also,
on the
I mean,
market value?
the dates, I mean, too. I mean, the newest date we're really looking at would be July 2025.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a 2022 sale date. I mean, the market was very different back in 2022, right?
I agree, but then even if you look at the 2025 one, so Sterling was sold in July 2025.
Yeah.
And Old Stratfield was sold in June 2025
Okay.
at $260,000 and $230,000 less than my property is assessed. They're both younger buildings.
Okay.
So the market value for those should be obviously a bit better than mine, which was built in 2024, so it's significantly older.
So, all right, so let's break down each one individually. So then we can just kind of organize thoughts, and then we can present it clearly. So let's look at 74 Sterling. What specifically about 74 Sterling?
So 74 Sterling was built in 2017, so it's 3 years younger than ours.
Yeah.
It was sold for $775,000.
Yep.
It is 62 square feet. It has 62 square foot less living area.
Okay.
And that was all. That's the difference.
Okay. And then let's look at.
And then we can look at Old Stratfield Road, which is 102, which was built in 2020, so it's 6 years younger than our property. It's sold in June 2025 for $815,000.
Yeah.
It is 104 square foot bigger than our property.
How much square foot bigger?
104.
Yep.
It has 4 bedrooms and 3 full bathrooms, and otherwise it doesn't have a fireplace.
Okay.
And it was appraised, and the sales price was $815,000, so $200,000 less than the value you assessed on our property.
Okay. Now you're saying they don't have a fireplace, but you're saying your 2-story fireplace should be removed.
It's not a 2-story fireplace.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's just the gas fireplace that you have.
Yes, just the gas fireplace.
Got it. Now, of the 3, which one do you think is the closest that resembles your house?
I mean, the style is the same.
Yep. Condos.
I think it's all condos, and it's 2 side by side, so it's not a bigger condo thing.
Yep.
Looking at the floor plan, I'm gonna again so I don't make a mistake. I think on the floor plan, I would say that Stratfield is closer, because it also seems to have a similar build downstairs. This looks more like a patio in the back, which is slightly different than what we do.
Okay.
But it is bigger. It has 1 more bedroom.
Okay. have one
which
more
I
bedroom.
assume is where the finished attic comes into play.
Do you have a finished basement?
We have a partially finished basement.
Okay. Yeah, one more bedroom, but then 104 square foot larger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so then.
Yeah, and it has 3 full bathrooms, whereas ours has 2 and a powder room.
Yeah, and I also see. So yeah, you're right. 192 square foot unfinished.
Yeah, and 104 I looked at the living area because I thought that was, in terms of making an adjustment of what you get, that's what a buyer would look at, right?
Yeah. I'll look at one other thing too. I'm just going to take a closer look with Old Stratfield. How far is that property from you? It's not that far, right?
No, it's
that's
around.
parallel.
It's a parallel road, like kind of like you drive down hours, you end up on Old Stratford. We actually passed by it several times a day. That's why we knew it was there.
Yeah. You're like, oh, that house looks like ours.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I actually remembered it because I love the black windows. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
the one with the black windows.
It's a newer build, too.
Yeah, it's a newer build.
Yeah.
Which is then what kind of like sparked me to look at it, because it was built 6 years after ours. And
yeah, it's almost like we're almost behind you.
yeah.
And what was that? Qualified sale. Yeah, qualified 627.25. Yeah. So okay. So one or two. Okay. So that was still sold 25. But it's the appraisal you're looking at. Okay. Anything else you'd like me to add to the record?
No.
Okay.
So these were the 2 things. We weren't sure what to actually look at because the data sheet obviously shows the replacement cost and the value.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, let's look at both and see if that gives us any rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
None of it really chimes. So I'm like, okay, fine. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I could go into the replacement cost with them too, but the biggest thing we're looking at. If you looked at
the value, then it makes perfect sense.
And
I don't think anybody contests that. Good for everyone, house values have gone up. So we are not looking at what we bought it for 12 years ago.
Right.
But obviously it had its highs and it's slowly coming down to being more reasonable.
Yeah.
And again, I have no qualms with it needs to be appraised at a fair price.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how the older property can be assessed at $200,000 more than the newer one.
Right. Yeah, I definitely have all the notes here, so I'm going to make your case to the board
Perfect.
too. So a few things as well, just to kind of close out the recording here. So thank you so much for presenting your petition I'll present it to the majority of the board for deliberation session, for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of that decision.
Okay.
So if your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you are granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with the board decision, you can take the next steps and appeal the decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter.
So let me get that right. So you take it to the board makes a vote. If the board decides to deny the appeal, then we could appeal it again next year, or take any other legal steps we want to take.
Yep.
If it is approved, then we cannot appeal again until the next assessment.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Thank you. All right, for the recording.
Yes.
We are looking at appeal number 312. The property of the that we're looking at is 558 Morris House Highway. Can you state the name for the record?
Robert Ciccarelli.
And you are the owner of the property?
I'm the owner.
Great, thanks. And the town has your property appraised at 1.933.
Yes.
And you're requesting that the town reduce the appraised value to 1.35.
Yes.
Great, thanks. If you can raise your right hand.
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
So help me God.
Great, thank you so much. If you can actually sign that top line right here.
Okay.
Okay. You. Interesting to have a builder here.
Well, not really. I'm in the investment business, but when I was a kid,
Oh, yeah?
I used to frame houses. I worked with a builder.
Oh, nice.
So my wife and I used to renovate houses.
Yeah.
And she got this idea to redo it, which we probably shouldn't have done.
Sounds about right.
It took a number of years.
All right, perfect.
Weekend project.
Perfect. So what do you have going on?
Well, here's what I feel. The Zillow shows 1.3. My brother-in-law, who's a realtor, says he's been bugging me to sell it.
Yeah.
He says 1.2, 1.3. I just recently got insurance on the house.
Yeah.
A new insurance that I had an appraiser come through, and I was balking at the resale, the rebuild,
Yeah.
which he was putting in a mill.
Yeah.
Now the rebuilds are usually I've bought and sold many houses in my life.
Yeah.
It's usually 80 to 125% of the sales price. That puts it right there at about 1.3.
Okay.
And I looked at some of the comps, and they're in much better neighborhoods,
Okay.
going for 1.5, 1.6. So it just feels like it just feels way out of the ballpark. Like I think it's overvalued at least by $500,000.
Okay. Do you have any comparable sales to kind of go off of?
Well, there weren't many. That's the problem, and they're new places.
Right.
And I did get the insurance. I brought that, and I did that day I came to drop the stuff off. For example, let's see, where's this one? Like, this is in a much better area, right? This is 1.7. This one is 1.6. I mean, and these are in much better areas. And, like, one of the things with my house also
Yeah.
is I've got a third floor.
Yeah.
And the reason why I did it was because I had ceiling space.
Yeah.
But when I got the approval for the town, it's not really living space.
Okay.
So they're hitting me, I think it's like 400 or 500 square feet there. I have a floor there, and I put walls up, and I painted it, but it's really storage.
Okay.
It's not, there are no egress windows or anything
Is that
like
the
that.
attic that's referred
Yeah.
to? So it's 490 square feet.
Yeah, so that adds to something that I really isn't living space.
Yeah.
But like, this one was closed. Again, these are all less, and these are in better areas, and some of them are new renovations, brand new, and
Yeah. I mean, what would you say, like, to start off with the first property, is closest resembles your house?
let's see if I got it. Do you have the ones that I brought over?
Yeah.
So there's one that's kind of new. Let me see if can I?
Yeah, hold on. So we have, what is yours?
That's mine, yeah.
196 Robin was the first one. And then you had...
I had a couple that were like just being
39
listed.
Campbell.
Let me see if that's it.
Go for it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's, this one's up in Greenfield Hill. I mean, that's a much better location. That's it.
I don't feel like their land's just valued differently.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Zillow right there, 1.3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, coming soon. Like, you know, this has been all renovated. That's 1.6. But again, I would make the argument that this is a more desirable area, and the attic I don't think is really living space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that adds another, because that puts me like at 3.5 if we, you know, didn't consider that living space.
All right, so let's look at specifically that one then to start off.
Yeah.
All right, so 196 Robin.
Yeah.
All right, so when was this sold? I know it's hard to find, like.
Yeah, it's you know, that's part of what my brother-in-law said. He said, you know, the inventory's been so tight, and they pushed up a couple houses. He thinks artificially. I mean,
yeah, so that was last sold 2007.
Yeah. Because real estate's appreciated 4% for 150 years. We're talking 12% annualized compounding for 9 straight years.
It's a lot.
That's not right.
It's a lot.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So I showed 196 Robin.
Yeah.
Wasn't sold until like, what is it, 2007?
What year?
2007.
That's an old listing. That was 2007.
That was the last time it was sold. I mean, there was an unqualified sale in 2012.
Oh, I don't know why he got me that then. That my brother-in-law got me that. He said that these were comps that were kind of new.
96 Robin. I'm looking.
Like this shows.
Did it sell? Or is it on the market?
Maybe it's on the market. Maybe that's what he's showing me. These are 2 closed ones. This is...
Yeah, see, it's the pending sale for 1.6.
Yeah, and this is 1.7 on Congress Street. This is Greenfield Hill. And this is 1.7. I don't know what this closed at. I don't know if you could tell. Is that closed at 175?
Wait, hold on, what property is this?
I can't tell how those work.
338 Orchard. I mean, going off of this, I can't see a sales price on here, but unless it's saying 1.75 closed, but I don't see the date.
I mean, I guess in a way it all depends what the mill rate goes to, but I'm paying 22 G's now.
Yeah, no, we can look at that afterwards too.
Yeah.
So with 196 Robin, just to close up this one, what are some of the things that like are comparable, not comparable? Like, what are some of the contrasts and comparisons?
I didn't look at it that closely, to be honest with you.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now we're going. So instead of 196 Robin, we're looking at 338 Orchard.
Yeah, like look at this one here. Is that this is Congress? Like that one looks like it was closed. I don't know what year. But again, you know, that's like almost a 300,000 differential practically, and that's in Greenfield Hill. Yeah, like this got 4 bathrooms.
Okay, so 3. Wait, hold on. 3663 Congress. Yeah, this is okay. So that was sold on 8/29/2025. So that one's that could be a comparable sale. Sold 8/29/25. Any did you do any comparisons with Congress?
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is it's similar square footage. You know, again, I've got the attic that I feel is really not living space, and then, you know, and this has got, how many bathrooms is this? I don't even know. 4 baths, you know, it's.
Yeah, I show 4 bedroom, 4 bath, 4.5 bath.
Yeah, and definitely a more desirable area. But, you know, what did that one sell for?
1.7.
Yeah, so you're talking almost 250,000 more on mine than that.
Okay. And then last but not least, we have 338 Orchard.
Yeah. What's that one?
338 Orchard.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so that one actually sold recently too. So 338 Orchard Hill. That was sold on January 2026.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was brand new.
Yeah. What are some of the comparisons to this one?
Well, you know, I guess size-wise and stuff, it's similar, and you know, but again, I think it's a better area, the university area, and it's got similar baths and bedrooms, similar acreage. Yeah, but again, would you say 1.7?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it's like, you know, it's a couple hundred thousand. It's a couple 100,000 below my assessment. I mean, I feel like it's, you know what I feel.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's all good. Besides the 3 properties and the comparable sales, anything else you want to submit to the board for consideration for this one?
Well, I think absolutely the Zillow, that's brand new.
Yeah.
And I think also the this is on Zillow. Oh, this one sold, you said? Or it's pending? That's one we have, right?
That's pending sale.
Yeah, that's pending. That was 1.6, did we say? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1.6. So again, that's like 300 difference there. And that, you know, that one to me is your best comparison. But again, I think I'm coming in with more square foot than I wish they would assess it at, because the attic is storage.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, and then.
Yeah, because we definitely discount the attic for you on yours specifically.
You do?
Yeah, because on your field card, I'll show you. This is 558 Morse Highway. If you look at your field card on the bottom, you'll see building areas. You'll see the attic finished, and that's what's discounted. So you have the attic finished, 490 square feet.
So, yeah, but that's about right for the living. I mean, that's about what I've got the floor on.
Yeah.
Let's see, 50. Yeah, because that's about where I have wood floor on.
Okay.
The rest of it's like a mechanical. I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they mean by the full 1,200 versus 490.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so moving forward for next steps. So I'm going to present your case to the board.
Yeah.
For consideration and vote. So you'll be notified by mail of our decision
Okay.
when we actually make the decision for this
Okay.
property. You'll be notified within 7 days from that. If you're granted a reduction, you
Yeah.
can't appeal again until the next reevaluation year.
Okay.
If you're granted a reduction. If you are denied, you can come back again next year. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court, and instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter.
Okay.
Okay. So for the recording, so we're looking at appeal number 313. The property you're appealing is located at 193 Sturgis Road. Can you say your name for the record?
Chris Russo with Russo and Rizzio LLC.
And you are representing owners Anthony Galbo and Molly Galbo?
Yes.
Great. And the property the town has the property appraised at 1.5, 1,505,895,
Right.
and you're asking a reduction down to 1.2. If you can raise your right hand, oh, you're an attorney. But do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment field now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Help you God.
I do.
Great, thanks. If you can have sign this for me. That top line there. Thank you.
And I have their affidavit.
Great, thank you. Perfect. All right, great. For this one, what do we have going on?
Okay, so 193 Sturgis Road. I will give you this packet, which has, because I know you have to kind of go back over this, it has the properties that we are comparing to, and then it outlines some of the facts, and then it's got the field cards as well. What I will do high level on this is, so as you said, it's $1.5 million, just slightly over $1.5 million.
Yep.
The best comp I found for it, this is 139 High Meadow Road. I got you this plan here, this over, this aerial.
Okay.
This is 193 Sturgis Road.
Yep.
This is 139 High Meadow. That sold February 21st, 2025 for $1.375 million. It's 4,373 square feet of living area, which the subject property, Sturgis Road, only has 2,878.
What's the difference in that?
The difference in that is,
Sorry.
Good question, I should have that.
No, it's not. Just makes it a little easier.
No, I got you. All right, so it's 4,373 minus 2,878. 1,495 square feet.
Bigger.
It's bigger than the subject property, yeah. And it's got 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, which is just an additional bed. It's the same bathrooms. I'm sorry, I'm saying this wrong. It's the same bedrooms. It has an additional bathroom. The big thing with this property, if you know this property, it's the house that looks like it's from the Father of the Bride movie. It's on that, there's that intersection there, right here, where you kind of loop in front, and then there's this like really terrible stop sign here that, you know, people are coming this way and you're trying to merge on.
Yep.
It is very heavily trafficked.
Yep.
It's one of the, it's probably the best way if you're coming from this way to get to
The
Greenfield
Pellets,
Hill.
right? Not 139, right?
Not 139. The
139,
the appellants is
Yeah.
this property here.
Yep.
And that's the one, if you want to get to Greenfield Hill, this is the road you take to get into the start of Greenfield Hill.
Yep.
So a lot of traffic comes in and out of it. It's very busy. It's got 3 road frontages on it.
Yeah.
So it's a very visible property. Whereas the comp 139 High Meadow Road, that's at the end of it's basically a loop road. It comes in here and it comes out there. It's got nothing feeding into it, so it's nice and private. So again, that was February 21st, 2025. Both dwellings on the house were given the same grade of B. So I think it's a good comp. And on top of that, I just showed a couple of town appraisals on Sturgis Road. So these aren't properties that sold recently,
Yep.
but just to kind of compare them. And they were 225 Sturgis and 343 Sturgis. And their valuations, 225 is 1.375 million.
What is that again?
That's 225 Sturgis.
No. What was the number?
1,375,822.
Got it.
And then 343 Sturgis was 1,230,402. And these are properties that are close. I tried to get as close to the square footage.
These are the evaluations, not the sales prices.
These weren't the sales. These were just valuations. But they're on Sturgis. They're close to it. So I just wanted to show them as comps.
Yeah.
They're similar in bedrooms and bathrooms are close, like just off on. One of them has one more bedrooms, and so I thought they were very close. And that's why we think it's 1.2, 1.3 million, I think is the more appropriate figure for it. The other thing I included, because you might wonder why it's in there, is there's a price history from Zillow. And, this goes well before even the last valuation. But what I wanted to show is if you look at from 2013 to 2020, when this thing sold to my client, it was just on the market forever and it wasn't selling. And my client, talking to my client, the big issue was the fact that it's so exposed. It's exposed on all sides. It's got a lot of traffic moving through it. I just think it's a unique property in that sense, in that I think it's just, it's a huge detraction from the property. It's a beautiful, the house is pretty, Father of Bride house, it's got that kind of classic Fairfield character. But it is really negatively hampered by that. And I think, when you look at it and compare it to 139 High Meadow, which is similar structure-wise and grade-wise, but is much better located. And that one only sold for 1,375. So I think it's a better property than this property. And that's why I think, some of the 1.2, 1.3 range, I think is more appropriate for that.
Yeah, and that was sold in March.
That's sold. Yeah, that's what. Let me see what I got on it.
You had February. You said February.
February 21st. It might have not been.
Yeah, I see March 3rd, March 11th.
Well, yeah, that might have been when it was actually recorded.
No, not a big deal.
So yeah. So I think it's recent comp, and I think it's a good one for it.
I'm kind of looking at the 2 field cards right now. Slightly different neighborhood, but more quiet, right?
Quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, not near. I mean, I think even if you're a little bit further down on Sturgis or on those, it's that thing. There's just so many people who come across the front of that property.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Anything else you want to add to this property?
And that's it.
All right, great. Regarding this property, Chris, I know you know the whole spiel already, but just kind of say it for the line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll present your case to the majority of the board for a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of our decision. If your appeal is denied, they can come again next year. If they're granted a reduction, they can't appear again until the next reevaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter.
Great.
Great, thanks. All right, great. So now we're looking at appeal number 314. The property you're appealing is located at 127 Roland Road. The owner of the property is Joseph and Christine McBride, and you are representing on their behalf as, and can you state your name for the record?
Chris Russo with Russo and Rizzio LLC.
Great, thank you so much. The town has the property appraised at 2.107, and you're requesting the town reduce the appraised value to 1.6. If you can raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give today concerning the appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Great, thank you so much. If I can have you sign. Top line.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry. Brilliant. Okay, what do we have going on here?
Okay, so 127 Roland Road, as you said, it's a little over 2.1 million. It's got just over 3,400 square feet of living area. It's got 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths, and a half bathroom. The comparable properties I submitted with this that had sold recently is 430 Edward Street, which is significantly closer to the beach. And is 1 street over. It's less floor area. It's got 2,770, so roughly, a little over 600 square feet of difference. But it actually has an additional bedroom compared to the subject property, even though it's less floor area, has the same number of bathrooms. It sold for $1.75 million. On June 25th, 2025. Yeah. It's on a better lot, too. If you look at that lot, it's more of a square lot than subject property. It's actually, a lot of the lots down that area are rectangles, and this is like one of the only squares in that area. But again, it's much closer to Fairfield Beach. The other comp is 272 Lally. So again, another one of these, streets by the beach. It is a little over 3,000 square feet of living area. So again, slightly less than the 3,400 that the subject property has.
What's the difference of that again?
Sorry?
What's the difference roundabout?
400 square feet.
Yeah.
400 square feet less than the subject property. That being said, there's 4 bedrooms, which is one more than the subject property, and it has 3 full baths and 2 half baths. So it has 1 half bathroom more than the subject property. So even though it's 400 square feet less of living area, it actually has the same has more bedrooms and 1 half bathroom more. It sold for $2,050,000 on June 2nd, 2025. So another one in June, and like the other one, 430 Edward, it is significantly closer to the beach. So 127, I mean, is it's pretty close to Old Post. I also included just other appraisals for town appraisals for properties that were in close, in proximity to the site. So there's 183 Roland Road in there, which is valued at $1.67 million, and that has 3,300 square feet. So it's very close on living area. The subject property is only 100 square feet more, but that's at 1.67. And 333 Roland Road, which is $1.78 million in its appraisal, and it's got 3,152 square feet of living area, so slightly less. It's only about 250 less than the subject property. That's closer to the beach than the subject property. It's a nice house. It's had a lot of work done. I know because it's my cousin's. So yeah, I think 1.6, when you look at those comps, particularly the sales, obviously, that happened in June, I think 1.6 is because compared to 430 Edward Street, I mean, that's got one more bedroom. It's got the same number of bathrooms. It's less than square feet, but it is blocks. I mean, blocks closer to the beach. Yeah. And so I think 1.6 is in the range of those comps.
Okay. Brilliant. Right. Anything else you want to submit for the record for that one?
Nope.
Great. I'm sure you know the process already, but thank you so much for your information. I'll be presenting your petition to the majority of the board for a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of our decision. If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you're granted a reduction, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court, and instructions on how to appeal your court will be in your decision letter.
Great.
All right, great. So we're looking at appeal number 315. Hang on.
Yep.
Great, thank you. So the property you're appealing is located at 418 Harbor Road. The owner of this property is Pierre and Aude Constance Ferrago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Pierre Biago.
It's French.
Yeah, sorry if I mispronounced their names. And you are Chris Russo, representing on their behalf.
Yes.
And I do see you have an affidavit here. The owner, or the town has the property appraised at 5.377, and you're requesting that the town reduce your appraised value to 3.6.
I will give you a packet of the materials.
Great, thank you so much. If you can raise your right hand for me, I solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning your assessment field now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
Great, thank you so much. If I can have you sign. Ahead of time. Top line there.
Okay.
Thank you. Perfect. All right, and what do we have going on here?
Okay, so 418 Harbor Road. Just so you know, this is on the non-Southport Harbor side of Harbor Road, so we're on the opposite side.
Yep.
As you said, assessed $3.76 million. It's appraised at $5.377 million. It's got 6,532 square feet of living area, which is consisting of 6 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, and 1 half bathroom. So it's seen quite an increase from its prior appraisals, 118% above it, and it's actually a 144% increase than what was paid for the property in 2020. There have not been that significant of improvements to the dwelling. The owner did add a pool and had some utility improvements as well. The home suffers from the challenges of an old home. It was constructed in 1874, and while these old homes, you'll hear me, I have my appeal in a little bit. I live in an old home. They are beautiful. They have their charm. They have a lot of challenges. This one has poor insulation. Another thing that I'm very sympathetic with in my house, it has an outdated floor layout. And so to try to modernize those, I have the same issue where it's like there's no TV room because rooms were not constructed for having TVs. And so you try to work within those bounds. And then, but this has an added challenge that it's an historic district. So when you try to modernize in an historic district, that is controlled by the historic district. And so you are somewhat restricted in doing that. The bathrooms and the kitchens are several decades old. I know I saw the grade for the building here, and I don't think that takes into account how outdated some of those rooms are. With the submission, we included a number of properties. The one I will in particular point out, which is right next to it, is 1 Church Street, which abuts it. Again, on that, non-water side of Harbor Road. Church Street's right behind there. And it's got less floor area. It's 4,200, so it definitely is less floor area. But it was appraised by the town at 2.4, slightly over $2.4 million. So, that's a significant difference from this property, which is at $5.377 million. That one only increased 55.36% from its prior appraisal, whereas this one's 118%. I have some other comps in there. Another one I'll note is 665 Sasko Hill Road, which is similar in the number of bedrooms and bathrooms as subject property. That sold for $5.75 million. The thing I will note about that as well is it's not within the historic district. So it doesn't have near the constraints that this property does as far as developing and modernizing. And so with that being said, we are requesting a market value of $3.6 million.
I'm just observing. I'm learning.
You're learning the process? Yeah, you got it.
I'm new on the board.
This is one of the other board members, Neil Fink, and he just joined in to observe. So 665 Sasker Hill Road, sold 428, 5.7.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's sold. Did I say the sold date? Yeah, it's,
No, I got it.
you got it. Yeah, 428. Yep. It's another house, it's over 6,000 square feet, so it's close in size to it. But it is, it's, again, it doesn't have that constraint. And, it's, you look at some of these old houses, the rooms are much smaller, they're disjointed, and you want to keep the integrity of the old house, but that makes it difficult to modernize it. So you stack it up with a house of the same size that is not in the historic district. I think those houses are in a lot better position and shape. Yeah. My client, just so you know, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but he did submit a detailed valuation memo where he attached a number of spreadsheets for comps, and also provided pictures of the inside, where you could see the condition of, he even put some of the utilities in here. And again, these are all things I sympathize, because if you go down to my basement, there are wires running everywhere. There's plumbing running everywhere. It's just patch job after patch job. There's no insulation. They suffer from issues that create real cost to them. And again, he bought it. The date will be here on the 418 Harbor Road. He bought it June 24, 2020. He bought it for $2.2 million.
Yeah. 624.20. Yeah.
And you could see, because it also, the field card lists, the repairs that he's done and some of the work he's done. But again, it's mainly, it's repairs. And then he added the pool and then solar and a generator. But I don't think it justifies the increase all the way up to 5.3. Obviously $3 million, over $3 million increase in value. So it's a pretty massive increase. Too.
Anyways, anything else you'd like to add to the record for 418 Harbor?
That's it.
Okay, brilliant. And I know you know the next steps, but just kind of reiterate. Thanks. I will be presenting your case to the petition to the majority of the board for deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of that decision. If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court, and instructions on how to appear in court will be in your decision letter. All right, great. So now we're looking at appeal number 316. And we're looking at property 2206 Fairfield Beach Road for Liz Wolpert. And I have Chris Russo here representing on her behalf. And if you can state your name for the record, Chris.
Chris Russo, Russo and Rizzio LLC.
Great, thank you so much. And I do have a signed affidavit here from Chris representing Liz. The town has the property appraised at $2,863,297, and you're requesting the town reduce the appraised value to $2 million. If you can raise your right hand for me, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Great, thanks so much. If you can sign. Top one. Thank you. All right, great. What do you have going on here?
Okay, so I'll give you a copy of these. This is 2206 Fairfield Beach Road. If you know Fairfield Beach Road, at the very end, there's the cul-de-sac, whatever you want to call it. This is the house at the very end of that cul-de-sac. And then, there's the road that continues beyond that, but that's where everybody turns around. It's one right there at the end. Which, again, I grew up there, so I have decades of experience down there. It's a place where people frequently park. It's where people frequently take lunch. They go fishing. It's a busy area for being at the end of a dead-end road. And this property is right on top of it. I say that because some of the comps are further down past this house and I think are much more private than this property. So some of the I listed a number of comps here. The sales, there was 1030. Sorry, I never went over the details of this property. It's 2,825 square feet of living area. There's 5 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, and 1 half bathroom. The properties I listed for comps are 1037 Fairfield Beach Road. It has 2,349 square feet of living area, so about 500 square feet less. But it's got the same number of bedrooms, 5, and it has 2.5 bathrooms, which is 1 full bathroom less than the subject property. It sold October 28, 2025 for $1.795 million. That property, 1037, is located on the beach side of Fairfield Beach Road. One thing I will point out for those properties, 2206 and beyond, they are on the north side of that drive that comes down over their property. They don't have an ability under the zoning regulations to build on the beach side of the road. This one, 1037, is on the beach side. The other comp is 2087 Fairfield Beach Road.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm moving fast.
No.
I'm giving you a lot here.
No, you're all good. All right, go ahead for the next one, sorry.
The next one is 2087 Fairfield Beach Road. It is 2,747 square feet, so basically less than 100 square feet of living area. It has
smaller.
It's 100. Yeah, sorry, 100 square feet smaller. It is 1 bedroom less than the subject property and 1 half bathroom less. It's sold for $2 million. But this is another one, if you know it, I'm trying to get to the field card.
That was till 2024.
And that sold November 1st, 2024. 87 is... where did I put the field card here? A lot of people just know it from the picture. I don't know where they know it from. So there's that one. That's 2087.
Yep.
So yeah, that sold for $2 million. The other ones that I pointed out on here are the other properties on this, Fairfield Beach Road extension, again, that are farther away from the cul-de-sac. And I think looking at their valuations, there's 2131, which is $2.293 million. There's 2234, which is basically $2.2 million. And the one I wanted to point out specifically is 2268 Fairfield Beach Road.
And those values you're pointing out, those are the appraised values.
Appraised values, correct.
Yep, okay.
That one is valued at $2.625 million. It's got 3,577 square feet of living area. So, it's great when I'm terrible on that. That's why I'm a lawyer. But it's almost 700, 800 square feet more than the subject property. But the reason I pointed out is it was built in 2024. So it's a really recent build. The subject property, just so you know, it was built in 1922. So it's seen upgrades since then, but still working within that, 1920, 22 house. Whereas 2268 is, just finished last year. And again, it's down the ways away from that cul-de-sac. And so this house, subject property, is valued more than that one. And that one was just built. So I think it should be considerably less than that one, given the house's age and the fact that it's significantly less square footage. And so with that, we are asking for a valuation of $2 million.
Got it.
Is that last one on the cul-de-sac also, or that's on the extension?
That's not, that one, 2268 is on the extension.
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
This is the balance. I'm looking at the balance. The
Yeah.
one that he's looking at is 2268.
2268. You'll see that.
Yeah,
It's like an old modern new one that's
Right.
down there.
Okay.
It's the newest house on that quote unquote block.
Yeah.
And ours is valued at more than that. And we're not close to it on square footage and obviously not close to it on age. And there's just significant more privacy down there. The subject property is probably got the most action out of any property on the beach just because so many people go down there to the end, and when they get down there, they stop. They stop on their bike, they stop to fish, they eat down there. It's not that private.
Okay, brilliant, Chris. So anything else you want to submit for this property?
That is it.
All right, great. Thank you so much. All right, so thank you so much. I'll be presenting your petition to the majority of the board for a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision within 7 days of that decision. If you're appealed tonight, you can come back again next year, or they can come back again next year. If they're granted a reduction, they can't appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years. If they don't agree with the board's decision, they can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court, and instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. All right, brilliant. So we're looking at appeal number 317. The property you're appealing is located at 576 Roland Road. The owner of the property is Richard and Jean Lane. And I have Chris Russo representing. If you can state your name for the record.
Chris Russo with Russo Mizzio LLC.
Great, thank you so much. The town has the property appraised at $2,355,238, and you are requesting that the town reduce your appraised value to 1.8. You can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? I hope you got it.
I do.
Great, thank you so much. If I can have you sign right here.
Okay, here's a copy of that. Russo. There we go.
Brilliant. All right, what do we have going on here?
Okay, so as you stated, 2.355 million. It's got slightly over 3,000 square feet of living area, 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths, 1 half bath. I gave you 3 comps. I'll go through all of them, but I think there's one that is just by far and away the most pertinent to it, which is 430 Edward Street, because they abut each other. So they are equidistant from the beach. 430 Edward Street is 2,770 square feet. So 250 square feet less than the subject property. It's got 4 bedrooms, which is actually 1 more than the subject property, and the same number of bathrooms. So it's about as close as you can get. You know, again, it's 250 square feet less, but it's got an extra bedroom. So I think, it's about as close as you're going to get with properties, and they're abutting each other. It's sold in June of 2025 for $1.75 million. So that, I would say, that is where we get the $1.8 million. The other comps, but again, I think 430 Edward is by far and away the comp for this property. 272 Lally Boulevard, which essentially has the exact same square footage. They're like 20 square feet of difference.
What was the number that again?
272 Lally. Has 4 bedrooms, which is 1 more than the subject property. Is that my phone? Yes, it is. Sorry. It's got 3 full bathrooms, which is the same as the subject property, and it's got 2 half bathrooms, so 1 half bathroom more. So these are also close to each other. It's sold in June for $2,050,000. So that 1.8. This one's 2.05. I think it's closer to the 430 Edward Street. Again, as they're abutting each other. Also, if that's that lot, that's a square lot. It's got significantly, 430 Edward is the one, sorry to go back.
No, you're fine.
430 Edward's the one that's square lot, and it's got more lot area than 576 Roland. Roland's on one of those, tiny rectangular lots. The other comp, the third comp, is 68 Fox Street. That one is significantly bigger. It's 3,835 square feet, so it's 800 square feet more than the subject property. It's got 5 bedrooms, which is 2 more than the subject property, and it's got 5 bathrooms. So it's a really big property. It's sold, though, in June of 2024 for $2.2 million. So it's a little farther back of a comp, but it's so much bigger than the subject property that I thought, I just thought it showed that this is, and it was only sold for $2.2 million. That sold that this should, this property should be lower. But, without a doubt, I think 430 Edward Street and to a lesser extent 272 Lally Boulevard are the comps for this property.
Okay.
That's it.
Brilliant. And the next steps regarding this, too, thank you for all your information.
Mm-hmm.
I'll submit the information you've presented to the majority of the board for deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of that decision. If the appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you're granted reduction, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation year. If they don't agree with the board's decision, they can take the next step and appeal the decision in court, and instructions on how to appeal in court will be in the decision letter. All right, brilliant. So we're looking at appeal number 318. The property of the that we're looking at is 17 Welsh Terrace. The owners of the property is Michael Galbo and Clement Samantha. I'm sorry if I
Samantha
mispronounced.
Clemente, yep.
Samantha Clemente. Thank you so much. And I have Chris Russo in front of me representing on their behalf. If you can state their name for the record.
Chris Russo with Russo and Rizzio LLC.
Thank you so much. The town has the property appraised at $841,800, and you're requesting the town reduce the appraised value to $725,000.
Correct.
If you can raise your right hand, do solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Hope you got it.
I do.
Thank you. You can sign right here.
I'll trade you a copy.
Thank you. And I have the affidavit here as well.
Okay.
Brilliant. What do we have going on here?
Okay, so 17 Welch Terrace. This is, and I've been doing these appeals. It's my third revaluation. It's one of these properties. It's south of Post Road. It's in the beach area, but it is a property that's caught in that in between that I've seen. I think every valuation. It's not one of the new houses that is down there.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's a much smaller house, and its value is getting pulled up from what's around it, but it's not one of those. It's either you're gonna buy this house and live in it, and it's gonna be for something like $725,000, or you're gonna buy it for the land. So I kind of gave you two along those lines for comps. The first is 43 Helen Street. And sorry, again, I didn't go over the details of this. This is it's a the subject property is 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. It's got 2,002 square feet of living area, so 2,000 square feet of living area. The comp is 43 Helen Street. It's close proximity to it, south of Post Road. It features 1,890 square feet of living area, so like just a little over 100 square foot less, with 4 bedrooms, which is same as the subject property, and 2 bathrooms, which is 1 less than subject property. So it's sold January 2026, so after the reval date for $728,888, so $728,000.
You're looking at 43 Helen?
43 Helen.
I'm seeing a sale of 12/20/2024. Hold on, but it's also under this. Is this property?
This was 50. No, that's 57. This is 17. There's 43 Helen. Hold on. 43 Helen. Yeah. So it's right. It sold first for $350. But then it's sold again. If you look at, go back to the if you can go back to the Vision appraisal card. Sorry,
this is
not the field card. Do you go through Vision appraisal? Yeah, sale price. So it hasn't updated. Sale price $728,888 because it was in January. What I gave you though, because it wasn't at the reval date, is its Zillow listing, where it was listed for sale in October of 2025. It was actually listed for $699,000. So I included that with the submission.
Hang on.
Yeah. Zillow, yeah. Price history. Oh.
Okay, so it's pending sale.
Pending sale, which isn't correct because we saw on the Vision appraisal card it sold. It's weird why it says sold and then it says pending sale.
The only thing I'm questioning on here is the fact that it's saying qualified, unqualified. But that doesn't mean, it could just be they're going through their approval process.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
But I can verify with that. So
okay, so it was listed at least on here, what I have on the Zillow, it was listed in October 2025 for $699,000. Actually sold for more, but it was listed for $699,000. It is, so I think I went through, it's similar in square footage. It's also a two-family, which is similar to the subject property. Subject property is also a two-family. The other thing I'll note too is Helen Street's off of Granville. Granville doesn't see near the amount of traffic as this property, the subject property, which is a corner lot with Welch Terrace and Ruane Street, which Ruane sees a considerable, a greater amount.
The Appellants is a corner lot.
Sorry?
The Appellants is a corner lot.
The Appellants is a corner lot.
Got it.
43 Helen's a corner lot.
Oh, they both are.
They're both corner lots. But Granville Street, which is what borders 43 Helen,
Got it.
is significantly less traffic than, because it's a loop road.
Okay.
So that's comparing it to a house where somebody's buying the house. 57 Welch Terrace, which is on the same street, which, Welch Terrace is a small street. There's only a few homes on there. When it sold in March, it sold of 2025, it sold for $619,000. And that's because somebody was bought it and then demolished it, because now it's a vacant lot. But when they bought it, it had a house. And that's kind of, again, what I think would similarly happen if somebody wasn't intending to live there and was just intending to redevelop. They would buy the subject property, demolish the house, and then redevelop it. And so that one sold as basically a prospective building lot for $619,000. So again, I think that puts that in the range of $725,000 for the subject property. If you're going to buy that property and you're going to live in it, in the house, you look at 43 Helen selling for $728,000, listed in October of 2025 at $699,000. If you're thinking about this property as a building lot, that somebody's just going to come in there and tear down a house and build one of these, huge new houses, you look at 57 Welch Terrace, which sold for $619,000.
Interesting comparison.
Yeah, it's kind of too, you see the same thing. I mean, you see it on Roland Road, you see it on all those.
Yeah,
there's some, and it's kind of like, what is this person looking at the property for? And so yeah.
Anything else you want to submit for this one?
I think that's it. Let me just check.
Take your time. Take your time.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Make sure I stated everything. It's my friend, so I gotta make sure.
Yeah, no, I get it.
The only other thing, because I was comparing it to 57 Welch Terrace, which was used as a developmental lot. The subject property is 8,000 square feet, 8,096, so 8,100 square feet. 57 Welch Terrace, which sold, was 13,500 square feet. So it's considerably larger. Also on Welch Terrace, it sold for $619,000. So I just want to add that one.
Yeah. So, 57. What's the square difference?
Of the house or the lot?
The house.
The house on 57.
Well, actually, the lot.
So the lot on 17 Welch Terrace is
13,580. Okay,
13,500. Yeah, so 5,400 square foot difference, I think, in lawn area. Off the cuff math, not good.
No, you're fine.
Not what we're built for, but close enough.
Oh, you're fine. All right, and I know you know the next steps, but just to repeat for the record, thank you so much for presenting your case. We'll submit your petition to the majority of the board for deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of that decision. If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you're granted reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appear in court will be in your decision letter. All right, great. So now we have appeal number 319 for 533 Merwin's Lane. And we have the owner, Chris Russo, here present. If you can state your name for the record.
Chris Russo.
Great, thank you. And so...
Not lawyer.
Right. The town has your property appraised at $1,775,300, and you're requesting that the town reduce your appraised value to $1.4 million. If you can raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Thank you so much. All right, and if we can have you sign here first.
Yes, I'll give you that time.
All right. I'll be affidavit.
Nope, I am out.
Thank you. Brilliant. What do we have going on here?
All right, so I live here. This is so it's an 1820 house. It's appraised at $1.775 million. It's 3250 of living area basically, 5 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms, 4 bathfuls and a half bathroom. I also have a detached cottage. The first comp that you will see, the reason I put it in there, it's not a recent sale, but it's literally right behind me, and they also have a detached cottage, so I just included it. The town has it appraised at
property.
505 Merwin's Lane. The town has it appraised at basically 1.4 million. It's 3,837 square feet of living area, and again, they both feature a detached garage. The big difference with, and you can see it in a map of mine, but my house is 16 feet away from Merwin's Lane because it's an 1820 house. It was built extremely close to the road. Almost all of the house is within the front setback of under the zoning regulations. 505 Merwin's is behind me, so a lot more privacy, and just properly situated on its lot, whereas mine is just tucked straight into the corner of my property. And it was built in 1965, whereas mine was built in 1820. Similar to the argument that I had with 418 Harbor Road. I love the fact it's an 1820 house. I like the charm of it, but it without a doubt presents challenges. All the mechanicals, the plumbing, it's old. We have lead, and modernizing a house like that is very difficult. It doesn't have proper insulation. The windows are old. It leaks like a sieve. And so there's just a lot of added cost and burden when you have a house of that age.
Leaks like a sieve.
Leaks like a sieve. I mean, you will have breezes just flowing into our house, and this winter's been brutal. The sale comp, again, the 505 hasn't sold recently, but I just did it because it's directly abutting us and has a lot of the same features. The sale comp is 1180 Merwin's Lane. It's got 33,200 square feet of living area, which is like within 30 square feet of ours, and it sold in August of 2025 for $1.325 million. The other thing I will note is my field card says I have 5 bedrooms. What I believe they are counting as the 5th bedroom, there's on the upper floor, the very upper floor, my daughter's bedroom, and then there's a small room that is on the opposite side of the stairs. And I believe that is what is being counted as the 5th bedroom, but it is under 70 square feet. And under health code, that's not a bedroom. I can tell you exactly, 7 feet 8 inches by 8 feet 1 inches. So it is.
What's the square footage on that?
It's like 62. So it's a real small room. It's don't normally use my mouth for selling stuff. But yeah, it wouldn't qualify as a bedroom under the health code. It's under 70 square feet.
Does it have a closet or not? No.
It does have a closet, yes. Yes, I know a closet is typically, but my understanding is the closet is not counted in the square footage. So I may be wrong on that, but I believe the actual room has to be 70 square feet. And that's how I've always understood it. And so I don't believe it would count as a bedroom. And so it really would be only 4 bedrooms. And that's not including that detached cottage is separate.
Okay, so is 1180 4-bedroom?
1180, I think, is let me see here. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah, 3-bedroom.
3-bedroom. Yeah. So I'm a 4-bedroom, in my opinion. So 1 bedroom. I believe it's 1 bedroom less than me. It's about the same in square footage. And yeah.
Okay.
Mine went up 177% from my prior appraisal, and now with the reduction, because I did get a little bit of reduction, it was 144%. So it's just the massive increase from what it was previously appraised for. You could see on the permits, there's been no permit pulled on the property since 2006.
Okay. 1180 Merwin, 505 Merwin. Any other comps?
505 and 1180. That's it.
Okay, beautiful.
All right,
and for your property, I will be presenting your petition to the majority of the board for a deliberation session for consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of that decision. If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again until the next reeval in 4 years. If you're granted a reduction, you cannot appeal again. Oh yeah, I should say that. If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court, and instructions on how to appear in court will be in your decision letter. Great, so we're looking at appeal number 321. Hang on. My name is Ronique. Welcome. Your appeal number is 321 for 20 Rolling Ridge Road.
Yes.
Can you state your name for the record?
Philip Traeger.
And you're the owner of the property?
And with my wife.
Great, thank you. The town has your property appraised at $1,031,300, right, and you are asking the town reduce your appraised value to $875,000. Right. All right, brilliant. If you can raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So I hope you got it.
I swear.
Okay, thank you so much. If I can have you sign.
Okay.
This top line for me.
Thank you. Can I borrow your?
Sure.
Well, here, no, it's right here. Okay.
Thank you. Bear with me. All right, brilliant. What do you have going on here?
Okay, I'll be brief. They assessed it as an acre, but for 2 reasons it's way off. It in the back, it rises up steeply. This is our house here, and then it's like a cliff, totally unusable. Plus the ledge that would have to be removed even if you wanted to do that. But it's like a mountain. You can't get up from the back.
Okay.
Okay. So, and that is shown on the, here's Rolling Ridge Road. And I did a favor for the guy that owned this house. He was moving there. They didn't have an acre. I gave him some land. In retrospect, I shouldn't have, but I wound up with this.
Okay.
So this is all not mine, and the cliff is here, the rock is here, and the cliff is there, And so it's really not an acre.
Are we counting this?
Yeah, no, you're counting this. The red is me, but you're counting this into the acre.
What did you give him?
I'm sorry?
You said you gave him property?
I couldn't say no. He'd been my neighbor for 15 years. We've been in this house 66 years.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't, he asked me, so we had a little extra land, we gave it to him, and then I wound up with this.
Wait, so are we charging you for the land you gave him?
No, but you're charging me as if it's a good regular acre. You say.
I see. Okay, go ahead.
You see, and
Sorry.
it's not. It's unusable.
Okay. Yep.
It's all unusable.
Yeah.
Is that?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you got it. So that's that, and then I put in the record a bank appraisal perspective. I had an appraisal done, and that the closest comparable is 875 to 900, and that's a house on not only a regular acre, but I don't know if you know Rock Ridge Road and Rolling Ridge. It goes up a hill and splits.
Mhm.
We're right at the hill, so it's noisy. I mean, there's cars coming down, cars coming down. The other is on a regular thing, and it was appraised at 875 to 900, I believe it was. Yes, 798. Significantly more usable land. So that's the first thing. We really don't have a usable acre. The second thing is, in our 68 years, we have no central air. If somebody buys it, they got to do total new bathrooms, kitchen. The outdoor paint, I confess, is not what it should be, and the pipes are so-so. So they would have to do a lot of work on it. And that's basically it. I don't want to beat the horse, but those are the two.
Do you have any comparable sales?
Yes, sure.
So it's in the appraisal?
Yes.
Okay, can I see that?
Sure.
Okay.
And the closest one came out at 875. Yeah.
What house do you think is like the most representing of yours?
Well, I think the one that she says on the first page, and also we tracked down the dates to make sure they were within the period that you're interested in.
Yep. So what house are you thinking?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
355 Surrey.
All right, and can you kind of paint the picture of like what are the differences and similarities with this one?
Well, A, it's a usable acre. It is regularly shaped, and B, it doesn't have the rock ledge, and C, it's on a nice quiet street.
How is it similar in terms of square footage? And
I think so. I think it's all. Yeah, if you want to take a look at it. I'll tell you, in 68 years in the house, I've never appealed an assessment once. But this is the
Welcome. So we have 20.
So I'm asking on the land 244,700. I guess that's the town value was 1,119,700, and the appraiser and me says it's 875. So it would be an adjustment of 244,700 we're requesting.
Okay, so 355 Surrey Lane sold for $900,000 on August 13th, 25. And they have a usable acre, no rock ledge, quiet street, and it's slightly smaller.
I think she talks about that in there.
I'm painting the picture here. So it's slightly smaller because their square footage is 2,024, yours is 2,278, so it's like 200 square foot smaller. Interesting. Okay. And what other properties are you thinking about looking at?
Well, there's a whole list there of comparables. The closest comparable was Surrey, but the others are favorable to me also.
Mm-hmm. Is there one in particular you want to speak to?
Frankly, as you can see from the way I walked in, I'm in a lot of pain. I haven't been able to.
No worries.
At one point I knew that, but I just don't.
Let me take a look. So it's the appraisal. I'm just reading the appraisal or the email.
I emailed this, yes. All this is in the email record that I sent to you.
So are these other ones in the same neighborhood?
Yes, yeah, I think I could tell you from the streets. Surrey is certainly in the same neighborhood. Joan Drive's the next one. Mountain Laurel, yeah, they're all. I don't know where Brighton View is, but I assume it's in the same area.
I mean, the first one, 200 Jones Street.
The difference was 244,700 from what that shows and what the town did.
Right.
So the other one she mentioned was 200, the first one actually on there was 200 Jones Street.
Joan Drive, yeah.
Joan Drive, I mean.
That's up the hill and down and to the right. It's in the general neighborhood.
Okay.
Not sold just a few months ago.
Yeah, they're pretty current. I asked her to go back and get the dates to make sure, that they were relevant.
Right.
And it's larger. The house is larger. So the house is at 26, you're at 22, give or take.
Our house?
Yeah, theirs is 26, yours is 22.
Yeah. We also have not a full cellar, crawl space.
Okay.
I mean, because I can't make the case for you,
Yeah.
so I'm just kind of going off of like what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to share on the record for the board for me to present?
I think it's L-shaped, it's unusable, and there's a steep rocky hill that drops off. Plus, the house is, I think, a knockdown. The agent told us it was a knockdown.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
Great.
So what I'll do is for next steps. After my.
Let's see. This you've got. I guess you don't need that thing.
Yeah.
That's the.
Whatever.
Well, maybe they said to include it, so there it is.
I mean, I can add it to the. Do I have it already?
I think you have all of that. I'm quite sure.
Wait, so what's 20?
I emailed it.
Oh, that's yours. Oh, yeah, that's just your property.
That's your property we have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So so we don't need that.
You don't need that.
Okay, so that's just your property.
It's just like a printout of a field copy.
Okay.
All right, great. So for next steps,
Yes.
Philip, we're going to be presenting your case to the majority of the board members for deliberation session for consideration and vote.
Sure.
You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of that decision date.
Right.
If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you're granted a reduction, you can't appeal again until the following reevaluation in 4 years.
I'm 91. We'll see.
If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appear in court will be in your decision letter.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
All right, so that's it?
That's it.
Yeah, thank you very much.